Now that I've had this piece for a little while, I've found the water level. So all my sovereignty people, if you see this is a 3 to 8. On the 3-line portion on this piece, if I don't add enough water, it doesn't stack as good. More water, more stacks. But then it's weird because I have a 3-line without this whole portion, without the 8-arm perk. So if you can imagine just this straight tube. And for that piece, you need less water to make it stack better. So I don't know why, but I kind of like it that way. More water adds more of a chug, a little more of a resistance, and it's all preference, but I like a little bit of a resistance, you know? Quick little function test before I zoom you guys in on me. Such a good feeling hitting a perfectly clean sovereignty. And even better when you hit it. Let's get this zoomed in. Got my 2 favorite games on going in the back. Luigi's Mansion and Sonic Adventure Battle 2. 2 GameCube games I grew up playing. Super nostalgic, just kicked my camera. If you guys grew up playing those, let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Got a lot of Gen Z millennials in here. I'm at that age where it's like, I'm at the cusp of Gen Z millennial. I could be considered either or. In today's video, I'm going to be smoking along with you guys and just showing you what I got right now. The flavors, the strains, the terps. It don't look like there's too much in here, but there's just under a zip in each. And there are lots of small nugs, mostly in this one. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about in this video, small nugs. And I'll say right off the bat, I'm not the type to hate on small nugs. To me, fire weed is fire weed. Of course, like, bigger the nug, it just kind of feels better to break up and whatnot, but if you got some fire kush, you know, it doesn't really matter, it's getting ground up anyways. I'm gonna grind up some of this stuff first before I do the close-ups and really get into what I'm smoking on. It's some GMO right now, and then this other jar is some, like, Bubba OG, or something like that, some cross, but I'd like to get a hit in before we dive into things. This GMO is so gas. So gas. One of my favorite strains. Definitely up there. You know. If you've been following the channel, you know I like gas. So when GMO started becoming a thing, how could I not like it? It's almost sometimes too strong. Not like, oh, I can't handle it, but the high is like, the GMO has a specific high to it. It's one of those strains where, like, you take it first thing in the morning and it's not the best idea. It's kind of one of those strains where you couch lock, you get really high, hungry, lay down, maybe fall asleep. Kind of similar to an OG, but the GMO has more of like a, like, it fries my brain more. I know that sounds bad, but doesn't sound good at all, but you know what I mean. Like, it just fucking... Zoom out so you guys, oh, wrong way, so you guys can see the full milk shot, full stackage. You can add a little bit more in here. Hope you guys are all smoking along with me. A piece of hair. It's like I love my animals, but I hate when their dog hair or cat hair gets in there, you know. Don't want to die too much, just first rip in the video. This piece looks so beautiful under the light. If you don't know, I already said in the beginning of the video, 3 to 8, this color is glopal. It has opal in it, but it's glowing. I think that's why they call it glopal. What I mean by glowing is you take a black light, you shine it, and this will change into like a pinkish, like, glowing color. But I love it. It's like a light blue just under normal light. It's fucking sexy. This was gifted to me by Gorilla Radio, the owner of the shop. His name is Mark. Super dope guy. Thank you so much for gifting me this. Once again, if you're watching this, I love you, man. My favorite piece in the collection. Cheers, everyone. Hope you guys are all smoking along and getting ripped along with me. My hand was doing some weird stuff over here. Ugh. So smooth. I just love how the bubbles stack up. And then it reaches this chamber, and then more bubbles. This bracelet, my girlfriend made it. Super fucking dope. I've been wearing it, like, for a while. There's a bunch of different colors and shit she makes. If you guys are interested, I've been trying to convince her maybe get some of these on the High Spirit website. They're all handmade. Thank God for ash catchers. I'm saying, like, if you don't have one of these, it only takes like 1 or 2 rips to completely dirty your piece. Especially when you snap it through, all that shit just falls through. But so let's talk about what I'm smoking. If I could catch my breath. So this is the GMO, and as you can see, like I showed you in the beginning, a lot of these nugs are pretty small, and that's not a surprise when it comes to the strain GMO. If you're getting a GMO, chances are, obviously in flower form, you can't really talk about nug structure when you're getting rosin, but chances are the nugs are going to be a little more on the foxtail side, a little more like kind of sativa looking, and what I mean by that, they're going to be like skinnier and longer, smaller nugs. It's not going to have that like bulky denseness that you would like find with a cookies or an OG. I wouldn't really say that OGs are bulky. I'm not talking like PGR shit, but you get what I'm saying. The structures on GMO are just, you know, it's very unique. Some people hate it, some people like it. I don't give a fuck about, you know, the structure. The main thing I care about is the terps. If you give me this weed in all small nugs, like this is how it is, I really don't care. Now, there of course can be bigger nugs in this specific GMO. Here, instead of just shaking up all my weed and knocking all these trichomes off, I'm going to show you guys the close-up, show you guys what I'm working with. And I just got a new phone, so the close-ups on this are going to be crazy. I've been fucking around with it, and man, I don't know what iPhone is doing with their cameras nowadays, but this shit is crazy. I feel like I don't even have to use my macro lens on this. Like, I can still do it, but just for, you know, quick sakes, I can, you know, pull out the phone. And I also got this Bub Mac I'm going to show you guys, but we're going with the GMO first. I feel like the pack pickup days, but I'm not. We just got a jar here, not a whole pack. You can see these are some little guys. But goddamn frosty. Ooh. You can really go in there with this camera. Beautiful. Oh, is that a seed right there? Wow. That is the first seed that I have seen out of this. Let me pull that out. I'm hyping up this weed and you find a seed. But I will say this, as much as us stoners, we don't want to find seeds in our weed, it's always like a little disappointment. But there's been times where I've been smoking some really good shit, I'm surprised, and then I find a seed and it's like, damn, like, you know, I didn't even expect that because this shit's really fucking good. So sometimes even good weed has seeds. I'm not saying, don't go think I'm twisting and saying that seeds are good, but sometimes like it even happens with good weed. And it's not like this is filled again. I've been smoking this like quite a bit, and that's the first one I just found. But let me go back into the close-up. That just caught me off guard. Back to the close-ups. You can just see that what I was saying, how the nugs are very foxtail-y. You can see that this is a skinny nug. All these other ones I grabbed, very similar, small skinny nugs, but it's the terps that matter. This stuff is so fucking gas, and you can see that a lot of these trichome heads in there, you can see the full heads. You know what I'm saying? And that is good. And I believe that's why GMO washes so well as a strain when you're making hash. Save that. I'm using my Instagram camera because my normal camera is being weird. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I love it. This shit is just so frosty. And the smell that it has, now hear me out when I say this, it's gonna gross you out, but it smells like garlic and armpit kind of. And I know in most cases that sounds disgusting, but when it comes to weed, I like something that smells offensive. I like the gassy, pungent stuff that's going to put you on your ass. I like the candy strains. I like the fruits, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those haters that just only smoke this, but like this has been my bread and butter since day one. Since I started smoking, I've always just had like a niche or a, I've always, what's the word? I've just always liked gassy stuff. That's why my favorite strain is OG. Cookies and Gorilla Glue. And when I say cookies, I'm not talking runts and all that shit and gelato that's been crossed. Those are all like candy strains nowadays. I'm talking the old classic Bay Area cookies. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. The Gorilla Glue back in the day, the good gassy shit. I don't see people growing Gorilla Glue anymore, and I wish people would bring a lot of these strains back, but it seems like now a lot of growers are just focused on hype growing what's popular, and I get it. They got to make their money, and nowadays that's going to be a lot of purple strains, things that are crossed with runts, or they're making new names for it, and I have no issue with that. I just wish more growers would start growing the it's just we're in a different time now. Let me know if you agree, or let me know if you like all the fucking runt strains, or you know, maybe it's just where I'm at. It just seems like that's what everyone's fucking growing now. The Bubba OG, smoke some of this. This stuff, like, if I were to smell it or you were to tell me it was an OG, I'd be like, no, this does not smell like an OG. But I was told by the grower that it indeed is an OG. It's just crossed with a Bubba, and with this phenotype, or this cut specifically, the Bubba just kind of fully overpowered the, I still have some GMO in here. Looks like I'm gonna have to take another rip because I don't want to mix these. I kind of want to get them flavor for flavor. And I did say how the GMO smelled, but I didn't really say how it tasted. You know, said how it gets you super high and all that. But I'm going all over the place. Back to the Bubba stuff. Yeah, it's just one of those strains where it does have OG in there. The cross is there, but the Bubba is just overpowering it. And in my opinion, it's not my favorite. I'd rather have something that's more OG. I'm not too much of a Bubba fan. I feel like that was like some 2008 type shit. But there's still some good Bubbas out there. I'm not gonna hate, but mostly people are just like, if you see a Bubba pack or some Bubba strains, it's usually gonna be like a stack pack or one. Not even nowadays. The market's crazy. But another hit of that GMO, and then I'm gonna smoke that Bubba OG. I don't even know if that's the name. I think the dude said there is no name, but it was just crossed with Bubba and OG, so that's what I'm calling it, Bubba OG. Cheers, everyone. The GMO. It just tastes gas. It tastes spicy. It has like a, when I say spicy, like a kick to it. It's like, how do I put it? I smoke it and I instantly feel it behind my eyes and my head. Like, it's one of those really quick, I know I'm supposed to be talking about taste, but like that, you inhale it and it just tastes strong. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but the taste, it's like, oh, this is some strong shit. It's just fucking gassy. It's strong. It's octane. It's spicy. It kicks you in the face. It has that punch to it. I'm talking kicks and punches to the face right now. But yeah, octane, gas, spicy, kicks you in the fucking face. I'm high as fuck from it, you know, just a few rips. And yes, I do smoke before my videos. We get high before we smoke and film. I don't even know what I'm gonna name this video. I thought I was gonna do something about like small nugs, but I'm just kind of like showing you guys the flower I'm smoking right now, doing close-ups, bullshitting, talking, you know, the good old stuff, the stuff that built the channel, you know. But I will say, I miss going outside. Like, please, springtime come. I miss fishing and going outside and seeing all the green and shit. And you can still go out. It's cold though, not as fun. I like going in the rivers and swimming in the creeks and fishing in my swimming trunks. Load some of this up and give you guys the breakdown on the smell, because, you know, I can always smell the jar. It's a very good way to see how your weed smells. Like, very good. But when you grind it up, you get the smell way more. You guys already know this. But yeah, the smell on this, like I said, I can't tell that OG is there. It's very sweet. And if you know Bubba Kush, it's like a sweet, earthy type of strain, but this one doesn't really have an earthiness to it. It almost has like a perfume to it. I know that's weird. Like, you would never expect a Bubba OG strain or something crossed with that. But it's like sweet, floral, and perfume. That's it right there. And what I mean by floral, like a flower. I don't know if that's, or like a lavender kind of, like, yeah. That's what this is. I should be a bud tender. Just kidding. I mean, it would be cool. I would do that on like the side for fun. Because like, you go into a dispensary. I don't even know if I told this story on the channel, but I was in Michigan. I go in the dispensary. The bud tender comes up to me and asking me if she can help me. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I like stuff that are gassy, octane, stuff like maybe OGs, glues, cookies. Do you have anything like that? And she's like, yeah, come right over here. And I'm like super stoked. She's going to show me something. And she shows me a fucking grape pine. It's like, I look at the genetics and it's like a runts, or I don't even know if it was grape pie, but it was something grape, purple punch, like complete opposite spectrum, fruity grape, more on the soft end, not gas, you know. And I was just like, oh, thank you. And I like looked at it for a sec, kind of waited for her to walk away, and then started going looking like, I'm just gonna go look by myself, because clearly you don't know what you're I don't know what she was doing. Maybe they wanted to sell that strain, maybe they had to upsell it. But if I tell you I want octane and gas, why are you showing me purple punch strains or like run strains? I know some run strains can be gassy. I'm ranting though. I don't even know how long this video is at this point, but long sesh video. Love you guys. I'm at that point where my lungs, like, I'm good, I'm not coughing right now, but you know how, like, you just take a hit and you know if you take another one, it's probably gonna fuck you up. I don't know what to call that, but that's how my lungs feel right now. Ooh. Yeah, florally and lavender. Doesn't taste too sweet when you smoke it, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you have strains, smell one way, you smoke another. Sometimes different flavor profiles come out differently. Yeah, that stuff is good. It's a little harsh, a little harsh. I definitely like the GMO more. GMO is gonna give me a better high. This is just preference. I'm not trying to shit on this stuff. I'll show you guys what this stuff looks like. It smells really good though, I like this smell. These nugs are on the smaller end too, I'm not gonna lie. So small nugs on these guys too. And I will say, not as frosty as the GMO. This is alright. I would almost call this a mid, I'm not even gonna lie. It's not the best, but I'm honest with you guys. And I'm smoking it. Oh, there's a hair right there. And I'm smoking it right now. It's not terrible though. Not terrible. So that's the Bubba OG. And again, like I said, the grower even said probably not going to grow this one again. I think this is just like one of their strains. They're maybe doing a pheno hunt or like testing it out, crossing some shit, just fucking around. And he's like, you know, you want to try this? Like, sure, why not? But yeah, like I said, me, small nugs, I don't care as long as it's fire. Some nugs are going to be small no matter what because of the strain. This video has been probably super fucking long. And I'm high as hell, but I just feel like one more hit is necessary for good measure. Need to get some new mood mats on the website soon. You guys bought the fuck out of these. Cheers, everyone. I drooled. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. That hit like shut my eyes. Oh. Like my eyes were like impossible to open right there. That's gonna be it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, maybe go check out some of the other ones. OG out. Peace.